So, as much as I talk about the problems that we've had, I want to show you what a lot of your I was gonna say coworkers, what a lot of your peers are doing in their writing. There was quite a few students who performed very well on this paragraph, and you should be very proud. So if you got a 16 or above, that would be something that I'd be pretty proud of. And so I wanted to show you this one. This particular paper I thought was incredibly effective for multiple reasons. It was effective due to the evidence that was used, the word choice that was used, the organization, the uniqueness in the perspective. Because it wasn't a big deal. I didn't judge you based on like whether your theme was like super, super, super great. Like if you, a lot of us talked about conflict, a lot of us talked about resolving conflict. Like I get it. Like I'm not upset about any of that. But I wanted to show you one where the student did a really unique, took a unique perspective and supported it really well. So let's take a look. Uh, Nature triumphs over man without taking morality into consideration is an overlying theme in many situations, but is especially evident in The Interlopers by Saki. I wanted to point out that this is an insanely unique theme. Not many of us took into account, like, perhaps Saki's telling us something about nature. And so I thought that was unique. I thought that was something like I had never thought about that. So I don't blame anybody else that was like, I don't see that, because I didn't see it either. But this student presented a unique idea, and I was willing to keep going and see what they said. So let's continue. The von Gradwitz and Znaim families had long been mortal enemies. They had fought for generations over a piece of land that each believed to be their own. This is one of the most succinct, concise, and accurate ways to describe their feud. While hunting their rival in the forest, I know, I said earlier, Poopy, I don't know if they were actually hunting each other. But anyways, Ulrich von Gradwitz and George Znaim crossed paths. However, before given the opportunity to harm their adversary, they were struck by a deed of nature's own violence. Now, they're using the text to show that the idea of nature was explicitly stated in the text. So I thought that was really cool. Like, very awesome. But let's see their commentary. Nature intervened when it grew tired of watching two families fight over ownership of land that belonged to neither man but to the earth. OMG. What? That is super cool. Like, this is what commentary should do. This is awesome commentary. What this commentary does is it doesn't tell me what happened in the story. It explains that nature intervened, look at that beautiful verb, because it was annoyed or grew tired of the families fighting over something that wasn't even theirs. It was actually the Earth's. So like this student is explaining, this is what commentary is. It's making a comment about the evidence that nature's own, like, and the evidence here is that like the tree fell on them or like they were struck by nature. Like, oh, that's great. That is really cool commentary. It's providing an explanation for you so that you understand what is happening in this text. It doesn't simply summarize what happened. It's providing a perspective. It's commenting on it. So let's continue. A tree was struck down and landed on both men, hindering their imminent dispute, but giving them an opportunity to talk. Imminent dispute. Okay, but let's keep going. So they're providing some context here. They're providing some evidence. Despite their belligerent attitudes towards each other, Ulrich made an initial attempt at civility by offering George his flask. In doing so, he showed George and himself a newfound desire for companionship. They became something near friends after talking over their differences, and it is clear that nature played a large role in constructing the circumstances for which this happened. That's cool. So like they describe like, look at, they kind of got together. They like became buds. And then the student provides commentary and says, yo, that was nature that did that. Again, not something that I had ever considered. So nature had did this. Look at this transition. However, this is a time when automatic transition would be okay. Misfortune befalls the two shortly thereafter. And actually, this whole sentence is kind of a transition. After shouting for help, Ulrich saw figures in the distance and wondered whose men they were, his or George's. While pondering this, George asked who they might be, while straining his eyes to see what the other would gladly not have seen, and Ulrich replied, shaking with unrestrained fear, wolves. Again, I don't know if I'd use the one word, but whatever. Nature had sent the wolves to dispose of the two men and return the land to its rightful owner. Oh my God, again, look how awesome that commentary is. Like, that was nature. This student is doing a great job of consistently bringing back all of the evidence to its initial theme up here. So every time that they discuss something, their commentary always says, hey, remember? Hey, remember? Hey, remember? So they always are bringing up this concept of nature. Despite the circumstances that led to the formation of their friendship, nature took no thoughts of their newfound camaraderie, their lives, or their families. Look at that parallelism. Into consideration. All in all, it is clear that nature wins over man in most any situation, despite what may be wrong or right. So, this is a great example. If you want to know, Miss Hain, what does good commentary look like? This is it. This student consistently conveys how their evidence relates back up to the topic sentence. This is great. So congratulations. This, if you are wondering whose this is Chloe in third hour. So well done. This is a great text. This is a great example of evidence that's being used effectively, purposely chosen evidence, using quotes whenever necessary, not having to do too many quotes, but then also the commentary always linking the evidence back up to the theme. So nice job.